Hello guys, welcome to Psychologist. My name is Pierre, I'm a psychologist. Today I want to talk to you about a very common topic that has made media headlines for decades and can still be seen very often. I'm talking about weight loss and bad habits. How often do you see headlines about breaking your bad habits with some new trick or method? And there are always different experts talking about how long it takes to break a habit and form a new one, etc. And how that will completely change you as a person and make everything easy, right? Well, I'm going to clarify this from a psychological perspective and tell you something that doesn't sound as nice and easy as all that, but that's actually true and therefore actually helpful. So stick around till the end and you'll get a new understanding of why you do the things you do and how it's connected to weight loss. So let's get into it. The simple definition of a habit is a usual way of behaving, right? But we all know what a habit is. As humans, we are creatures of habit and we all have plenty of them. It's simply how we tend to do things based on our past experiences, what we know, and what we've done before, right? So typical habits are, for example, which leg goes first when you put on your pants, or the way you dry yourself off with the towel after a shower. We tend to always do things like this the same way because the brain is smart and it doesn't want to reinvent the wheel all the time. Habits work well in that way. You choose your actions based on what has worked before, and that's very effective decision making. Now, how to break a habit? Habits are basically automated behavior with the purpose of being practically useful, right? So when people talk about breaking habits, they can mean two different things. Number one, just simply going against your habit, or number two, making your brain actually unlearn the automatic pattern that is your habit. So the first one isn't actually difficult at all. If a habit is no longer useful, it's easy to change. Like if I told you to start with your other leg when putting on your pants, you could easily do that. You wouldn't feel bad about it and you wouldn't miss your old way of doing things, right? Now the second one is a lot harder. As soon as you're distracted and don't actively think about it, you would revert back to your habitual way of putting on your pants. In the media and in books, it's very popular to talk about how long it takes to break a habit. They probably mean the second way when they talk about this, actually unlearning the pattern in the brain, right? So, and this is particularly common in weight loss. People think that they overeat and snack too much because of bad habits, right? But if it was only a habit, it would be very easy to stop and change it once it no longer serves you. The lie, or let's call it misunderstanding, that is being spread is that you'll be able to change this habit. It only takes a little bit of time. So if you just force yourself to not eat any treats for X amount of days, you'll no longer want to. And this is absolutely absurd. You know it, I know it, we all know it, but we want to believe it, right? But really, you know how much you love treats. Do you really think that you'll suddenly not want them anymore? No, your brain does not work that way, okay? It's a lie to make you feel like it's easy and sell you something. You're never gonna stop wanting treats and good food because it's delicious. It'll never be that easy, guys. It will never be that easy because your overeating is not a habit. If it was, it would be easy to change. Rather, something inside you is working against you, right? That's why you can't easily stop. Overeating is not a habit, it's something else. It feels like a need from within. Choosing one leg over another when putting on your pants does not feel like a strong need. Truth is that overeating is more like addiction. That means that eating serves an important function in your brain to stay in balance, right? That's why it feels like you need it. There are a lot of psychological functions like that, and I address those in my other videos on this channel. So if you cut out treats and sweets and tasty foods, your brain will fight you because eating is a coping mechanism and it does not just want to remove it without any backup. Put simply, that's kind of how addiction works. It's a behavior that rewards you in some way, which creates the sense that you need it. Stopping yourself takes a lot of effort, and usually you find excuses to give in. Does that sound like your overeating habits? Let me know in the comments if you can relate to that way of looking at treats and overeating rather than simply as a habit. But to get back to the claims about habits in connection with weight loss, even if you manage to force yourself to not have treats for X days, you'll not stop wanting it, right? It will not stop being tasty, it will not stop working as a coping mechanism, and your brain will not forget how delicious it is, okay? The feeling that you need it and the cravings are constantly generated from inside of you. And that doesn't change just because you force yourself to stop for a while, right? Your overeating is part of vicious circles in your psychology. So if you've tried this method of abstaining for X amount of days, you didn't create a new habit. You just suffered until you were exhausted and then slipped right back to where you started. It's just a matter of time. Now, the real solution, or to really make a difference, you need to understand that the way overeating works is more like an addiction, and you need to learn what drives it for you. And emotional patterns are a very big part of the puzzle. Check out my video on that. I'll make sure it pops up here at the end. And there are many more factors as well that I will have videos on this channel. Mostly it comes down to just understanding that there's no easy fix. You need to get to know yourself and what drives your actions in order to change. So follow this channel and check out all my videos and you'll be on your way to doing just that. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like if you found this helpful and interesting. Leave a comment with your thoughts and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again soon.